How men know she is the one. So many women ask me this question, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Number 5 is he doesn't just think sexually. And I think this is like a huge piece because I have so many women come to me and I read actually their screenshots, right? And the men are just relating to them in like a sexual way. And it's just like only in sexual way. And it's like, hey, sexy, and hey, blondie, and hey, all the things, right? And there's no other like way how they relate to you, right? And so when he actually found the one, he doesn't just relate to you sexually. Like he's very interested in your hobbies, right? He's very interested in your career, your purpose, your path, your opinions, right? He's very like invested in knowing everything about you. So he doesn't just look at you at a sexual level, right? But he's looking at you at the mental level. He's looking at you at the emotional level, right? He's looking at you at the intellectual level, energetic level, right? Are we energetically a match, right? Are we emotionally matched? And that also goes with sharing things vulnerably, emotionally, right? And really seeing how you respond, supporting you when you're sharing something emotionally vulnerable, right? And he actually feels safe to share with you emotionally. That's also a sign, that he really feels like he has indeed met the one. And I really like to talk about this because we have so many misconceptions or we fall prey to a man saying that you are the one. I don't really care what he says. You'll see none of what I'm mentioning here has something to do that he says that you're the one, right? To you directly. Because he may use this in a manipulative way. He may use this to get into your pants, right? He may use this to gain leverage later on. If you think about a narcissist, for example. So he doesn't just think about you sexually, but in so many more levels. Number 4 is he defends you. So this is very interesting. When a man really found the right one, there's this unspoken loyalty towards her, as if you guys are already married, right? And so when somebody offends you, right, like he feels personally offended as well. But he's like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I'm invested into this woman. And I've seen this over and over again where men are just really even surprising themselves that they're defending the woman versus, right? Like making fun of her, belittling her, making little condescending comments, right? Joking around, things like that. They don't really do that when they feel like they have truly met the one. Right. So you really want to look for like, and if he's like, oh, man, you don't take things so seriously, I don't need to like necessarily defend you or whatever. I would say put your running shoes on, don't walk, run, right? Run the opposite direction. Number 3 is he pictures himself with you. So now this shows up in several different ways. So on the one hand, he'll actually obviously speak it out loud. That doesn't mean that much though, right? So he's like really like, hey, I'm so excited for you to meet my mom, I'm so excited to take you on this trip to the Caribbean, or to, whatever, Monaco, or whatever the case may be, right? So he pictures himself with you. But also, even more important, he pictures himself internally with you. I'll never forget when my husband decided that he wants to spend the rest of my life, as the rest of his life with me. I was simply sitting just on his bed. I think he was doing something, make me dinner or something. I forgot what it was, right? But I was just sitting on his bed. I was just like in my own zone. I don't know. And he just pictured himself and he's like, I can really see us together, right? I can really see this on a day-to-day basis. I can really feel this. Like this is real. Yeah. I can really see this woman in my future. Now, then of course actions followed. And the reason I want to say that is because you want to contrast that with men who like to try you on like a new piece of clothing, for example, right? But then they don't follow through. So they speak out loud, oh yeah, let's go, this would be so fun to go to the state, or it would be so fun to go on this vacation, or it'd be so fun for you to meet my mom, or my mom would really love you. And the problem is they're speaking it just out loud. They're thinking, but they're speaking it out loud. So that's the only problem, right? Because not everything that we're thinking comes into reality. It simply is him trying you on. And I've seen this after working with thousands of single successful women all over the world, that the men are just like sort of making this empty promises, right? They're leading with sort of like, and I see this all the time. I get screenshots, text messages, emails. So I see exactly how the men are wording it, and how he's like saying, oh yeah, let's do this. Oh, this sounds so fun. And then a woman's like, oh my gosh, that means like he really wants to do this. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But when he is truly invested in you, when he found the one, when he knows, I wouldn't get married to this woman, he pictures himself with you. But not only that, number 2 is he surprises himself. He will go above and beyond what he thought was possible, right? He'll move to a new country. True story. Heard the story, right? Moving to a new country, changing careers, right? Driving hours and hours to see you just for one night, and not to get into your pants, but truly to see you, to spend quality time together, right? Moving mountains. He surprises himself. And the reason why is because when you're really authentically connected to someone, you become larger than life. You become bigger. You connect with God, right? You step out in faith. You're willing to step outside of your comfort zone, because that desire, that vision is stronger than your fear to step outside of your comfort zone, right? And this is like really being willing to go through the fire of transformation, right? Because when a man is truly saying, yes, she's the one, he's really saying, you know what, like I'm letting go of my fear to lose my freedom. And when he lets go of his fear to lose his freedom, right, it's like he's stepping outside of his comfort zone. So it surprises him, because how he was acting up until that point was him protecting his freedom, right? Was him protecting having his choices. But now, out of the sudden, he's willing to give that all up. And look, if you don't believe me, I've seen men who were complete players get married within 6 weeks and have several kids, even though they never wanted to be a dad, right? And now we're even 10 years, 11 years later, and still happy, or even longer than that, and still happy with that quote unquote arrangement, right? So like, don't let men talk you into, I need to think about it, and I do love you. And like, no. Men will take action when they know that you're the one. And lastly, he will talk about her, right? And so he will use her name many times. His friends may already roll their eyes because they heard the name like so many times, right? Why is that? Well, because you are in the forefront of his mind, right? Like he is already having you in his world all the time. He's thinking about you all the time. So he's talking about you all the time. He's talking about you to his coworkers, and he's talking about you to his friends. He's talking about you to his neighbors and to everyone, right? Everybody knows your name, right? So if you encounter your friends and his friends and they say, oh, you must be Mary. We've heard so much about you, right? That is a really good sign, because that really means like, wow, he was really talking them their ear off, so to say. You know what I mean? And again, like, so if you find yourself, wow, your friends don't know who you are, right? Nobody really knows who you are. They never heard your name before, right? Like, don't let him convince you that he's serious about you, because he's really not. You know what I mean? He's really not. Because at least if it's really close friends, there should be no reason why they don't know about you, right? Because he would ask them for their opinions, He would share his joy, his happiness. The first thing that men do when they really say, man, I found the one. I think I found the one, right? And then they break down why, and you know what I mean? And what that means moving forward. Now, if you haven't take my free love quiz at getlovequiz.com to get the relationship you want fast, or simply hop into the link in the description and comments below. And hello, if you haven't yet, next watch the 5 signs a man deeply loves and adores you by clicking here on the screen or in the description. Lots of love to you, ladies, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.